quick video on the markets today as Bitcoin takes a little bit of a tumble and the stock market does. Everybody's so shocked today that the inflation is at 8.6%. I kind of thought this is what everybody knew it was going to be. Like, I guess people actually thought inflation was like going to be on its way down. That's not usually how recessions work. Folks, we've been printing money here for the last, 30 years in this country. And the last 3 or 4 years with COVID, just giving all that free money to people, and especially, at the last year, continuing to give free money to people and just printing money, it's going to catch up with you eventually. So yeah, inflation 8.6, that created a little bit of a sell-off in the stock market today. Market's down 800 points. Now, the one thing interesting about this, I was actually working this morning and I couldn't get good reception on my phone to refresh the Bitcoin charts. I was like, well, we're probably down to like 28,000 now. Maybe Cardano's down to 40 cents. I mean, if the stock market's down almost 1,000 points, and then, Bitcoin's like still at 29,000. It's like, and then, Cardano is still hovering around 57. It was actually at 60 cents like 20 minutes ago when I checked. So everything's still pretty strong. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to stay strong. But my point is, look, Bitcoin had a bottom at $25,000 a few months ago when we had that Terra Luna dump. We really haven't come close to that since then. Even today with the inflation numbers so basically before the inflation numbers came out, Bitcoin was at about 30,300. The inflation numbers come out, Bitcoin dropped really quickly down to 29.3, and now it's been hovering around $30,000 for the last couple hours. That's a pretty good sign, folks. There's definitely a good possibility Bitcoin goes down to $20,000, $25,000, worst case scenario, $15,000. But Bitcoin's still holding at about $30,000 when the stock market's down 800 points, which this leads to me believe I'm really at the conclusion now. I mean, if I had to bet on it, I would say 25,000 is pretty much the bottom, or at least in that range, 25, 23. There just seems to be a lot of support. Now, you can always have that black swan event that basically just takes us down and we crash from there. Anything can happen. I mean, look, we're going into a recession. Gas is $5 a gallon. Some analysts are saying $8 to $10 a gas is coming this summer. That would completely cripple the economy. You would have no more economy. So that could be a black swan event that brings Bitcoin down to $20,000. But I'm not betting on. I mean, like, are you going to bet on that? So we know the bull run's coming in a year and a half, or a year, 2 years, the longest. Are you really betting on Bitcoin going down to $20,000 or $15,000, or Cardano going down to 20 cents? I mean, when you miss it, you miss it. Then you got to wait another 4 years. So for me, like I've been saying, I'm in it to win it. Cardano's still holding up strong. Will that continue? I don't know. I mean, after the hard fork, who knows? But as of right now, nothing has changed for me. I'm just looking for lower prices if we get them, and we're really not getting them. If Cardano drops down to like 40 cents, I'll definitely pick some up if it's before the hard fork, because it will probably pump majorly a couple days before the hard fork. But every time I think we're going to dump, like I'll look at the stock market and I'm like, okay, Bitcoin's got to be down. It's just not down that much. There's a lot of strength right now in crypto. No matter what anybody tells you, things are holding up well. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to continue. But as of right now, I don't see anything that scares me. And all these people all freaking out about the inflation numbers right now, of course inflation was going to be high. Of course we're going to be in a recession for the next year or two. What the hell, folks? I mean, that's why I said there's dumb money and smart money, and there's scared money. I did a video yesterday about scared money. Who the hell is dropping all their stocks today because inflation is at like 8.6%? Like, what did you think? Like, what's that going to do? So you drop all your stocks, you sell all your portfolio of stocks, and then what? This is a reactionary thing. So when we had the news come out, everything drops instantaneously. It's like a little baby having a temper tantrum. By Monday, we'll probably get a relief rally in the stock market. We'll probably be up 500 points, 600 points on Monday in the stock market. That's my prediction. I do think the stock market's going to go lower in the next year because of inflation and recession, but I see a rally on Monday. Call me crazy. And as far as Bitcoin, I'm shocked how well it's holding up. Bitcoin never ceases to amaze me. So, all your coins we've been talking about, even Theta, for example, I bought Theta a couple days ago at $1.10. This was before the inflation. Everybody was dumping their stocks on the inflation numbers. Actually, stocks were up, and Theta where is Theta today? I'm sure it's above 110. Okay, it's still 132. I mean, so everybody getting all scared today and freaking out. Folks, this is nothing. The stock market's dumping heavy, and Bitcoin and crypto it's really not having much of an effect. It's like brushing it off. Could that change? Could we dump crazy over the weekend? Absolutely. But folks, we're holding up well. So for me, I think I look at this as a positive. Be in your strong coins, be in your Cardano, be in your Theta, buy your Bitcoin. I am noticing Ethereum hitting the 1600 range. Ethereum has been very weak. Folks, I want to reiterate this. Just because your coin was popular last bull run or the bull run before doesn't mean it's going to be popular next bull run. There's a lot of other competition right now for Ethereum, okay? There's no guarantee. BitBoy and all these guys telling you Ethereum's going to be $10,000. There's no guarantee Ethereum is gonna be a major player next bull run. I mean, I think it'll probably be $3,000-$4,000, but it has so much competition right now, especially with Cardano and all these other layer ones coming out. People are always looking for the next shiny object, and Ethereum is an altcoin. So Ethereum will not have this number 2 spot forever. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And I could see Cardano being number 3, by the end of the summer. So, it just goes to show, just because you're number 2, for a certain amount of time doesn't mean you're going to be number 2 forever. Look at the bull run from 2017 and before that. Look at the top 10 list. None of those coins are there anymore. Last bull run, the one in 2017, Litecoin was one of the best coins to hold. It hasn't been like that since, and it will never be like that again. I still like Litecoin. It'll probably be $500, $600, $700 next bull run, but it's not going to have the ROI as the coins with the hype behind it, like Cardano and Theta. So, yeah, folks, everything, this is just like a calming down video. Everything's fine. There's no problems. Everything's great. Bitcoin's holding up well. If the idiots in the stock market want to sell their stocks today because inflation's high, duh. Have you looked at bread prices? Have you gone to the dollar store? They upped everything by 25, 30%. You're putting gas in your car. It costs $70 to fill up your freaking Toyota Camry. Yeah, things aren't good. But Bitcoin's holding up well. It's going to be shitty for the next year. We still got the Vasco hard fork coming up for Cardano in a couple weeks, and Cardano's still hovering around 57 cents. Cardano was 43 cents a week ago. With everything going on right now, Cardano's at 57 cents. So what do you think is going to happen when the stock market rebounds? Cardano's going to shoot right up to 70 to 80 cents. So hold tight, folks. We'll see what happens. But right now, this is encouraging to me to see stock market pretty much in absolute hell. Inflation, 40-year high, 8.6, which I don't know how that's shocking. But everything's up, rent's up, and the housing market is going to crash this year too, folks, which I can't wait for because I want to buy a property. But never let a catastrophe go to waste. But, and also want to talk about really quick before I go, I think for the next bull run next year there's probably going to be Grayscale's talking about an ETF will probably be approved soon. I do agree with that. I think in the next year or two we will have a Bitcoin ETF, and I think that's going to basically be the catalyst for the next bull market, which is going to send Bitcoin to $150,000, Cardano to $15, $20, Theta to $30. So there's a lot of good stuff happening. There's nothing negative happening right now in the crypto market. Everything's the same. Everything's positive. We have the inflation. We have the high gas prices. But as far as crypto and all that, everything is on track. There's nothing to be afraid of. So if we go lower and we buy the dips at this point. We're already down 80, 90%. So it gets to a point, folks, where you're just not going to go down too much more because there's no more bottom. When you hit the bottom, you hit the bottom. And $25,000 really seems to be a hard bottom for Bitcoin because it has not come close since the Luna crash. And that's very encouraging. All right, folks, talk to you later.